I just posted that article about Donald Trump and the emergency broadcast test next week. And again, I've seen so much fake news. Two things I wanted to point out. This fake news that we see when we go online, have you noticed how well financed it is? Because at first you think fake news, well, it's some old lady in a basement in Idaho pumping out propaganda. This is well-constructed propaganda. Yet we don't hear about how the Russians are still hacking and how the internet is all filled with bullshit now. It was just a hack for, that's going to go away because we knew that wasn't true either. So the internet is slowly getting taken over by the fake news blending into the real news. And you never know what Trump's saying. He's now tweeting his messages. We never see him. And yet he bashes the media. I understand that. I saw the governors of Puerto Rico and all that. I remember pretty distinctively how shocked I was when the hurricane hit. We had Irma. It was a pretty serious moment there where we had Irma. We had those fires. We had the solar eclipse a week before that. The Irma was the strongest hurricane ever recorded in history. Back-to-back hurricanes. Oh, we had an 8.0 earthquake in Mexico. There's all kinds of crazy shit going on. And he forgot to send people down to, and then I think, well, the media didn't say anything either. Like, how was Trump supposed to find out? The media he hates should have been reporting that, hey, did you know Puerto Rico hasn't gotten any help? And I looked into it. It turns out 3,000 people did die because help wasn't sent. Although that is based on red tape that they couldn't get any help down there because they couldn't fly the planes. But whatever happened to being able to get through the red tape, well, like I said, happened in Katrina too. So we do see some race issues coming up once again. And it's bizarre. I'm not making this up. Like, if you look at the details of all the things that Trump does, he is claiming or does what Obama did. And then after he undoes what Obama did. And did he really get rid of the Obamacare? Because, that was I can't believe people haven't pointed this out. It's very frightening that none of you see this. Or that it's not on my news. You can't undo on a fucking vote an act like that. It took 3 years to get that in there. It was pretty much watered down by the Republicans. So it wasn't really Obamacare at all. It was the Affordable Health Care Act. And they voted on it in one day. What's controlling some people, man? It's really weird. I remember distinctively the court cases where, just like he can't be impeached, they say. A president can't be brought up on charges or something like that, which makes no sense because impeaching is sort of when you are president. Hey, I didn't vote at all. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't support the leader of this country at the time, but the things that are getting done are biblically obvious. Like, you would have to be doing that intentionally. Yet it's so subtle, you'd have to know that and have it pointed out to you to see it. So it's being hidden from the general public. Yet, if you saw it, it would scare the shit out of you, to be honest with you. It's literally by definition. He's doing the opposite of Obama and then claiming what Obama did. You know what that means, right? Yeah. So now you know who that was. Wow. Hey, I was critical of Obama too, but I always said I thought that guy was getting a bunch of stress. He got a bunch of bullshit thrown in front of him. Now, all this shit's getting done in Trump's name. I don't even ever fucking see the guy. And he's just got all these fucking bloodlines lined up. And Mike Pence. Did you know that kneeling, this kneeling thing? Remember, he was on the news, because I keep asking, who is the vice president of this country? You never see him. But his record is impeccable when it comes down to religious faith and all that. The guy is like immaculate. Like, you got to say, this guy's odd because he's so fucking perfect. And he's got very heavy, like, religious things around him. And when I looked up, because I don't remember it being about police brutality when they first kneeled. I thought it was like the guy was just being doing a protest or something like that overall. And then so I thought, well, even still, he's kneeling before the flag. That's always been the highest sign of respect, I had been told. And I didn't know that a Marine talked to him, Kaepernick, and said, don't sit on the bench, man. Yeah, that is kind of insulting. He goes, take a knee or kneel before the flag. Don't, that's kind of disrespectful. And so this whole thing's kind of well consulted. If you look it up, it's not kneeling. It's called genuflecting, and it's specifically a religious act. Like, that's the first definition that really gets put out there when you put kneeling. It says, you mean genuflecting. You kneel, like, before, your confession, before Mary. And Mike Pence, do you remember he walked out of a football game that he went to, a pro football game, right after he got into office, when the guys kneeled? And that's amazing to me, because what I'm saying is this. I'm a Catholic. Okay, you know what the act of kneeling means. And if he was religious, Why would he walk out of the football game? I understand. I thought it was because he was like, you know what, you're screwing our country. You're not backing our soldiers. It wasn't that. He didn't like the symbolism of the genuflect. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just like doing the sign of the cross. Not many people know that. And Mike Pence, his minute of fame when he first became vice president was he stormed out of the stadium when he saw them genuflect. Yes, I would definitely look into a lot of that. This is getting to a weird point now. Not because they're doing it, but because you're letting it happen.